I just wanted to take a few moments to discuss the idea of fairy tales and how they pertain to the things I'm trying to do or accomplish when I write. Um, if my arm were twisted behind my back, I would probably be forced to say I'm a horror writer. And I think my stuff falls pretty well in that category in many regards. However, that's never really my intention when I'm writing. I never sit down and think, oh, I want to write something scary, or I want to write something really gory or bloody, or have a high body count. Basically, I sit down and the stories that fascinate me are the stories I'd like to kind of think about or build upon, are basically fairy tales. I think one thing that is not necessarily appreciated sometimes or is forgotten is that when these stories were first told, to the people they were told to, these were not tales necessarily of long ago. They were told in what at the time was modern and contemporary settings. So people did believe that you could go into the woods and there would be an evil old woman who was trying to fatten children up and cook them, like in Hansel and Gretel. Or that there was a tower somewhere surrounded by a dragon who was trapped a princess inside, and a knight had to come save her. To the people that these were told to, they were believable because they were tales of their time. So now, if we were to tell those same stories, it would probably be a woman in a city trapped in a tower that had a giant monster outside, and maybe a cop trying to come save her, or an evil old woman who lived in a rural area who had been cursed or something, and that's why she needed children. Now, we make these a little bit more visceral than perhaps they were when they were initially told, but even the Grimm's fairy tales, when they first came out, were a little bit on the gory side in some cases. So whenever I sit down, I basically look to those tales we heard a lot as kids and in our childhoods, and I try to bring them to today a lot, and I try to make them relevant and identifiable to my readers, so that though it's the structure of a fairy tale, they can kind of imagine that this fairy tale is right outside the door when they get ready to go to work or when they're on their way to the store. So, that's this week.